Oh, what a. Why?
You want to finish that statement, Dan?
What? Yeah, you want to come down here? I'll beat your ass.
All right, turn that camera on so they can watch.
Yeah, sure. I'll turn the camera on. They're gonna fucking see. They're gonna see you get beat by me. I'm not ready yet. I don't have it on.
Coming. He's
I don't have it on.
Fuck the camera on.
I will.
Turn that camera
Give me a
on.
second.
Turn that camera on.
Give me a
Riley's gonna
second.
fight you.
Give me a second.
Sure.
I'm not. Just give me a second because I'm trying.
Turn that camera on.
Look at this. I have everything in there right.
Hold on, I gotta get.
Jump. What a chump gets fucking wrecked.
I gotta see Dan get.
He's a small guy. I tell you what, I hope my camera doesn't fall. Let me take off my socks.
Take off his socks.
I need to take off my socks. I need to get my shit ready.
All right, come on, Dan.
He's whipping Dan's ass.
Get you. Oh, watch out.
Oh. My bike, my back.
I got him.
All right, guys, enough roughhousing.
It's like watching gay porn.
My face is the guy you pants.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
You guys done fucking?
Okay.
Okay. That's just okay.
I'm out of shape. I'll kill you. I got him by the leg.
Attaboy.
I got him by the leg. Jayson! Jayson! I won! Go get him, Riley. Everyone saw that. Everyone saw that. I'm the best. Remember, that was post broken wrist and a nail in my thumb.
That's true.
Oh, all right.
All right, so what are the odds that that's going to be the intro? Me and Dan fighting.
It's very high.
Whew.
All right. Alrighty. We might as well try and kick this thing off after that explosive of an intro. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. My name is Buddy Jayson, and my friends with me today are...
A very tired Sylvan.
Matty B.
Well, I mean...
I always forget that Dan.
Yeah.
Dan outweighs me by so much.
Yeah. Not even really fair, to be honest.
Yeah. Alrighty, so not a whole lot planned for this podcast here. We kind of scrambled last minute to get everybody here, just because we've been a little bit busy with everything that's been going on in our lives, and I needed just a day to de-stress, not stress.
Yeah.
And didn't
That's
really
what the rest
plan
of the
a lot.
week's for.
I didn't really plan a whole heck of a lot in here, so I just want to talk about some of the things going on in the week. We know next week Superbowl is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is the Kansas City Chiefs against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Matty, who do you got? Who do you got?
Who do I got? Okay, I'm in a dilemma here because honestly, I really wanted it to be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers, with the Green Bay Packers winning, Aaron Rodgers getting his second Super Bowl, because I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, even though I'm a Seattle Seahawks guy. But that got fucked over by Tom Brady beating them about a week ago, which is depressing. But I got to give it to the GOAT. He's the GOAT for a reason. He finds a way to win. Even at 43, it'd be super impressive if he won the Super Bowl at 43. That'd be crazy. And I think everyone, including like the odds makers, are gonna go KC. But dude, you can never bet against Brady. That's one. Two, it seems very similar to like there's a couple ones. Like it seems like it could be a trap game, kind of like the Broncos versus Seattle Seahawks. Like I think that, like Sylvan said earlier, I think that the Buccaneers have a way better defense, like all around, that can make you better plays than KC. KC has got a good defense, so they're opportunistic plays. But I like the better overall defense for Tampa Bay, and they're like highly ranked, and I think that helps. And they already have an offense. As long as Brady doesn't turn the ball over, and they can keep Mahomes on the sideline a bit with some running game, I'm gonna go with the Bucs. But it's so hard, man. How can you bet against Mahomes? He can literally get a touchdown in 2 minutes, or a minute. Like he doesn't need anything. He's so good. So I'm cheering for the Bucs.
Any opinions here?
Not really that Matt hasn't said. I just because I don't really follow Tampa Bay too much. I don't even know how good their running game is.
It's it's not the greatest.
Yeah, so
it's mediocre. Like
I mean,
but dude, Kansas City, like I was watching the highlights again from last Super Bowl where they played the Niners, and the Niners had them like the whole game, and then literally within like 5 minutes they were down like 11, and they fucking stormed back and ended up winning by 11. Like in 5 minutes, they got like 3 touchdowns. It was insane. So, I mean,
in that same vein, so Brady can do that too.
Brady can do it too, yeah.
So like I'm thinking it's gonna come down to the defense. Who can keep like someone else? It's probably gonna be by one touchdown. Who can stop that one?
Yeah, you're gonna have to create turnovers over Mahomes because that's the only way you're gonna stop him.
Superlative time, Chris. Coming out of conference championship weekend,
he's been there and done that now too. He won last year, so it's gonna be interesting. But I as I mentioned to Sylvan before too, like this has a chance to make the greatest of all time argument very interesting. Because if Mahomes beats Brady, I can see Mahomes winning another 4 Super Bowls. Like, he's only 25 years old. And if Brady wins, it doesn't matter how many more Super Bowls Mahomes wins. He never beat Brady. So, it'll be very interesting to see. It should be a fun one.
Also in Super Bowl news, I guess the halftime show has been doubled up. Instead of the regular 12 minutes that people typically have, this year I believe it is 24 minutes of The Weeknd, I believe.
That's a good halftime show. He's a good artist. I'm assuming there's gonna be more than just him, because I think pretty much every halftime they have some guest come out, right, that they don't expect. Or
yeah.
Well, there was I can't remember her name, and I feel really bad about it. But there was a poet, I guess, at the presidential inauguration that's supposed to show up. As well, and help fill in the 24 minutes there.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
How would you do that? Like, would you like stop the concert to have?
Would you start off with that?
You'd think you'd have to lead off with that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is like I think it's like the capacity of fans is 28,000. I think that are able to actually attend the game or something. It's in the 20,000 range. But the cool part is, I think 7,500 of those are healthcare workers in Tampa Bay that are going to get to go to the game, which
nice.
Is pretty cool. So that'll be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then I believe it's The Weeknd there, and rumors are Ariana Grande is supposed to show up, and a bunch of other musical guests to help fill in the 24 minutes in there. Could you imagine, if Janet Jackson had that twice as much time, she could have showed off both of her nipples,
both of her tits.
Yeah, that would have been fucking hilarious.
So like, is the halftime show supposed to be like same thing, like on the field and everything, or is it gonna be?
I think it's on the field. Yeah, I think they're gonna do everything like it would normally be.
All right, just reduced fan capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not as many people down on the field.
I don't even you would have to have it so spread out, man. I don't even I wonder what the Lombardi Trophy celebration is gonna be like.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I guess if they're all tested, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Yeah, because even like in the past years, like they always have like hundreds of dancers on the field in front of the.
Yeah, they have fans that go in the.
Yeah, fans go in the crowd. There's.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Yes.
I'm assuming they're all gonna be in their seats this time. That's my guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and surprisingly, it's in Florida, so there are going to be people in the stands there.
Yeah, there's definitely be fans that have fucking COVID and they're going into the game, bro.
Yeah, because they're not missing the Super Bowl.
No, they don't give a shit, dude. They don't care about COVID.
I mean, now because like tickets to the Super Bowl are hard enough to get, and then all of a sudden you get COVID, and you're like, "Fuck everyone else, I'm going."
Yeah. They gotta be like even the high bowl seats must be just in the thousands of dollars to get a ticket.
Probably. I've never even looked, so.
Yeah, it'd be insane.
Yeah.
Jayson, who do you got?
Oh, yeah, I honestly think it's Tampa Bay. I don't think there's. Just watching the last couple of games leading up to this, Tampa Bay just had such a commanding advantage over their employees. Plus, or not employees, opponents there. Plus, it is. What is it? The first time ever that the Super Bowl team has home field advantage.
Has home field advantage. Yeah, that's a big one.
That's
too bad. Too bad they can't fucking have all the fans. That would be hard.
Yeah.
Then I think a lot of people would pick Tampa Bay.
Yeah, if there was the ability to fill that stadium to capacity, you would not be able to hear anything as the opposing team.
Yeah.
Like that's. I think home field advantage definitely plays a big part in it all.
I mean, psychologically too. Like,
yeah,
like they're gonna sleep in their own bed in their own home.
Yeah,
and like even that is just a huge advantage.
Yeah,
but like the interesting thing too is that oh no, I just had a brain freeze on it. Yeah, it's something. Oh yeah, like I'd say that Tampa Bay's had a lot more adversity throughout the playoffs. Like they've had like people. They're kind of underdogs in two of them. Like they definitely underdogs in the Green Bay game, and they were sort of underdogs in the New Orleans game too. So like they fought two like insanely good teams that both thought were gonna make the Super Bowl, and they beat them. So like why can't they beat KC? Right?
And if they win in Tampa, there is going to be so much fucking partying going down in that city that COVID numbers are just gonna spike. Fucking.
I could see there literally being a riot, kind of like there was in Vancouver.
Dude, if they win in Tampa with Tom Brady going there on his first year, when they didn't even make the playoffs last year, that's the most insane thing to ever happen. Then, like, anyone trying to beat his legacy will have to do the same thing. Like, there's just no way. Like, that's insane, dude. He's fucking 43 years old, and he's won the Super Bowl, and he's actually played good, man. He still has his arm. Like, you can see it.
I could see him, if he wins this year, I could see him saying, you know what, that's enough, and hanging it up.
I just think he loves the game so much.
Right? Oh, I know, like, he would have to.
Yeah.
But even like seeing after the Saints game, seeing him talk to Breeze on the field.
Yeah.
That was
cool.
It was a cool moment, kind of like because Breeze he's probably gonna retire. Yeah. So just like one final send off.
That's perfect for Brady because Brady gets like to finish all the records now because like he was going back and forth between him and Drew for most touchdown passes and stuff like that. So yeah, dope.
Yeah. So, what else happened? In video game news, I guess the internet's blowing up about this Resident Evil demo. That's
we all want an 8-foot-tall vampire mommy to fucking crush us with her thighs. Like, is that such a bad thing?
So, luckily, I have a PS5. I got lucky and I got one. So I was able to download the demo, and I told Rael to download it. I don't think he's played it though. And so it's first person. It's kind of controversial, right? Because a lot of people like the third person Resident Evil games.
Well, the classic Resident Evil style, yeah.
And after playing, like we all kind of played Biohazard together at my place. I liked it, and that's kind of what introduced me to Resident Evil a bit. So then I went back and I bought the remake of 2 and the remake of 3, and like they're really amazing remakes. Like they're top-notch remakes. And I actually beat those games. Scared as shit, but they were fucking awesome and fun. So I played the demo, and it's got like vibes of like Resident Evil 2, like when you're in the like it's a smaller map, right? But it's a huge like fortress essentially, like a castle, and it's got vibes like you're in the Raccoon City police department, and it kind of like connects to a bunch of like other places. So like from the map alone, I'm like, this map is sweet. I'm into it. And then, like there's parts that are just like kind of like PT. Like you can see Pete chicks in the corner. Like there's that one with the black who like jumps on you and bites you, and then you get fucked over by the big titty one after. But man, it's got like some sketchy vibes. And you're like, oh fuck, man. And there's just noise everywhere. And it's got the the walking from, is it Mr. X in 2, where he just constantly walks and like he's trying to like chase you.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that Nemesis?
Yeah, it's Nemesis.
No, it was Mr. X. I thought, wasn't it?
No, it's
Mr. X,
Nemesis. Nemesis is the one that's always chasing you.
He's always chasing you.
Oh, I thought Nemesis was in 3 because this guy had like the blank face and then a hat, a top hat.
Oh,
I didn't think that was Nemesis.
I thought Nemesis was 2 because Joe Valentine's the main character. I can look it up right here.
This is what we have here.
It's not Joe Valentine. Joe Valentine's 3.
Yeah,
because it's Claire Redfield's 2 with Leon. Yeah, I think it's Mr. X, right?
Mr. X.
Yeah, because Leon
too, then, yeah.
is also in 4 too.
Leon's in 4, yeah. So, yeah. So like anyway, it's got like the whole like Raccoon City Police Department kind of vibes going on, where it's like just like a small thing, but it's all first person. And then they got the noise, like I said, like the walking, like you hear the constant walking, so you're like, where the fuck are these people? That's awesome, man. I think it's gonna do really well because like it's like there hasn't been a ton of games coming out lately, so this will give some people some things to do. It might like it's gonna come on Steam too. I heard. So it's
yeah,
like
they're trying to get entertain or expanding to newer markets there, but I just love all these memes that are coming out from
it's fucking hilarious,
from the internet there about this game. It's like the guy's running for his life. He's like, oh my god, I slipped away. Those ladies were gonna suck me off. I'm like, wait, why am I running?
Oh man. Well, the other thing that's kind of cool is that they're making the 4th one. Hey, they're remaking that one too. So,
I mean, 4 was awesome.
Yeah,
I played that on PS2. So good.
So they're actually remaking it, but the guys who helped remake like the 2nd and 3rd ones, they had some differences with Capcom, I guess, on number 4. So Capcom booted them, and they're going to go with someone else, I think, to help.
Really?
And they're halfway through the remake already. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of nervous about it because I really I tried playing 4, man, but I played it like 2 years ago on a PS4, and it's just not the same like as if you like played it in the moment because of the graphics and stuff. So I couldn't get into it as much, but I know I really want to play it, so I'm glad they're making a remake of that one. Those are like, if you're gonna ever remake a game, it has to be like that or like Shadow of the Colossus, where it like looks completely like a brand new fucking game, just like updated for our
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, exactly, like Final Fantasy VII remake. Because they're good enough games to remake, and it makes complete sense on my part. And I mean, it bridges that gap, from I think Resident Evil 7 came out like 6 years ago. So it bridges that gap quite a bit too, right? So.
Yeah. That's also why I love what is it, the Yakuza series. They remade a bunch of those games, and I remember playing the crap out of them. They remade 1, 2, and I think 3 just got remastered. And they were updated to like the brand new engine. So I think 1 and 2 were released on the PlayStation 2, so everything was kind of like still blocky and polygony. But when they remastered it, oh man, was it so much prettier. Oh yeah, dude, man, and those are like very underrated games. Yakuza, that series is very underrated. Like a lot of people love that game. Yeah. And it's got goofiness. It's got a lot of quirky shit in it that people don't realize. Like they have some fucking quirky shit in that game. Some funny ass stuff. Yeah.
I was gonna say like there was something about gaming. Do you know about, since we all kind of got like Game Pass, right? Did you hear about what Xbox tried to do and how they essentially like had to take back everything they did because they were gonna bundle Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold together? So essentially, you had to get Game Pass in order to have Xbox Live, and because they don't, I think in order to keep what they have on Game Pass, they need more money, because it's probably quite expensive to just have essentially like a free streaming service for you to play games. You just pay $10 a month, but you can play pretty much every new game that comes out, right? So they they said, "Hey, this is what we're doing," and there was so much backlash that they, like the next day they're like, "It was a really bad day yesterday. We're gonna revert back to what we had, and if you want to be a Game Pass member, go for it." I think that's why it was so cheap, because they felt bad for what they did. So they made it for $1 so everyone could try it.
That's always been the thing for Game Pass, at least for PCs. You always got that first month for $1.
Oh, okay.
After that, it's always been, I think it's $11.99.
Yeah, well, it was $5 or $6.99, and then it got boosted up to like $13.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm totally fine with paying that monthly fee just to have access to, you know, a large collection of games.
It's a lot of games.
Huge.
It's like Netflix. It's like Hulu. You know. Oh, what is it? NBC just released their new streaming service. I think it's called Peacock. So if you want to watch The Office, that's where you have to go to now. But that's where that is. And it's just, it was nice. It's nice to have a service that, you know, you can just have a large collection of stuff. What really sucks now is that everybody sees how lucrative these streaming services are, and everybody's got their own. And, you know, before you would pirate shows to watch because you didn't want to pay for cable. Now all of a sudden, a couple of years ago, you get something like Netflix, and people stop pirating. And now with everybody coming out with their own streaming services, now it's like, okay, we're going back to pirating.
Yeah. Break
Well,
out your sea shanties. We're going pirating.
No offense to like Xbox, but that's why they have to do it, because they're not the Nintendo and PlayStation where they have all these accumulated first-party studios that do these incredible games, and these studios are allowed a lot of time, right? Like, they don't have enough studios. They're starting to accumulate it. That's why they have Game Pass, because they can't do it all on their own with their own first-party games, right? Like, it's mostly third-party games that are coming out that they try to get exclusive for X amount of time or something now, because they can't create these kind of games like they used to. Or the games that they try to do have fucking tanked pretty hard. And, like, for example, all the people that, you know, were so stoked for the new Xbox Series X, right? And they're like, yeah, we're getting Halo Day 1. And then they show the demo, and it's like, this looks even worse than, like, a fucking 360 game. They had to, like, go back to the drawing board, essentially, right? Like, and then, like, why would PlayStation need to do a service, right? Like, they make such good games. Everyone's like, oh, I'll buy the game. I don't
PlayStation does have their own streaming
They do have one.
service.
But it's not even that successful. Like, it's nothing compared to Game Pass.
Yeah, I think Game Pass is just a way better option there.
Yeah, especially for third party, I think. And if you want to try something, then that would be the way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's just $11.99 a month. You get to play whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. All right. Also, in somewhat gaming news, I think we really need to talk, or I really want to talk about this whole GameStop thing going on this entire week here. I
think we should all just clap to the subreddit right now. Just give a clap to the subreddit. That was fantastic.
It is beautiful.
Wall Street Bets.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, a subreddit essentially noticed that this one hedge fund shorted the crap out of some GameStop funds, or GameStop stock, and they have bounded together, and it's like a crusade essentially at this point, right?
100%.
Yeah, they are going to try and bankrupt as many of these hedge funds as possible.
And plus, the hedge funds keep doubling down. Every time it drops, they do it again and again and again and again.
Well, that's like the other issue is, like, from what I can gather based on the information I read on Twitter and stuff, is that essentially they were hedge funding, or they were shorting the GameStop shares 140%. So they were actually shorting more than there actually was shares of
Exactly, yeah.
So that they're like, oh, okay. And then they all came together to fuck over that hedge fund.
Exactly. And like no one bats an eye at the fact that this hedge fund shorts 140% of the stocks available, right?
Yeah.
But the moment a small group of people on the internet start banding together and buying up all these stocks, everyone's crying foul.
Well, that's because, like, normally when you invest, all you stand to lose is your initial investment. When you short sell, your losses and your gains are technically exponential.
Yes, because based on what I read, when you short something, you get immediate value out of that.
Yeah. So short selling would be, I if I want to short sell something, I don't own the stock. I will go to Sylvan and go,
but you promise that you're gonna buy him back.
Yeah, I will buy it back. So I go and borrow Syl's stock. I sell it off for cash, and then like maybe the terms are like 90 days or something like that. So in 90 days, I have to return that stock. And my bet is that the stock price is going to tank. Now, when I think, was it Melvin Capital shorted the GameStop stocks, the average price of that stock was, I think, around like 10 to 12 bucks.
No, I think it was lower. I think it was like $2 a share.
Okay, $2 a share.
It was like $3
because like decreased the value to $2.
Yeah, well,
so they sold it at like sub $5, let's say.
Right?
Yeah.
And people noticed. No news sites, no regulatory bodies batting an eye the fact that they shorted 140%. Okay.
What their goal was to literally was short it till it was worth zero.
Yeah,
because if it is worth zero, then you can literally buy it back at zero, hand them all the stock, and say my debt is paid.
Yeah,
and you pocket all of it.
Yeah. So that's what they were hoping to do.
And they've been doing it for several months, right? This wasn't just like
I mean, hedge funds do this.
Hedge funds been do this for years. That's what caused the 2008 recession was this.
Yeah. So this band of crusaders on Reddit here decide to say no, fuck that, and they start buying stocks en masse, and this has caused, I think, what is it? There's somewhere around like 1,000% increase in stock prices.
I thought it was, from what I gathered, it was 11,000%.
Yeah, it was. Last time I saw it, it was like $400 and some a share.
Yeah, it was $400 and some a share.
It was 11,000%.
And like at some point, these shorts will have to be, these debts will have to be paid, and this hedge fund will have to buy back the stocks that they owe. That's why everyone's saying
hold the stock, right? So
everyone's trying to hold the goddamn line. It's like the fucking in Lord of the Rings when the orcs are sieging Helm's Deep. Like you are just like they are just trying to withstand the barrage, and it is phenomenal to see everyone band together against hedge funds, because
and the best part is like it's not just them, it's like some actually like really good investors that don't fucking do shit, like Mark Cuban and like Elon Musk that actually know the stock market. Like they're like all in on it too. They're like, go for it. But I also think it helps with Bitcoin.
Yeah, you know what?
Like, I mean, that's the other thing that they're probably.
I have to talk about this one guy. There's this one user on the subreddit there. I think his name is like Deep Fucking Value or something like that. He has, I think, almost $1 billion worth of GameStop stock at this point.
Because he bought it. How do you not sell, bro?
He bought like hundreds and thousands of shares at like $20 some, and he is holding the line. Like he will make his money when he has to. Well, it's part of the thing.
Because I think for him, he had money to begin with, so him losing like the initial investment of like $300,000 isn't going to make or break him. It's about it's like the whole Joker thing. It's not about the money; it's about sending a message, and that's exactly what he's doing. Because like guys in his position, they have the money to like make money, but they can't manipulate the stocks like hedge funds can. And I think it's more of like a fuck those guys sort of movement that he's. Yeah. It's like a personal vendetta for him.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
But I mean, like, at this point, say hypothetically, it's like $400 and some a share.
Yeah.
Even if it drops to like, excuse me, even if it drops to like $100 a share, he's still making a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
So that's why, like, once the whole thing's done, he'll make money. He'll sell before he loses anything.
I think I think the magic number is right around $250. If anything, if it's higher than $250 or something like that, the hedge funds are just going to lose billions and billions of dollars.
And then essentially, like, these hedge fund firms also own the apps that can allow you to purchase these funds.
No, they don't own it. They don't own it. They can heavily manipulate it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I know that Robinhood got manipulated by someone, right?
Because like Robinhood stopped trading of GME stocks.
And then
you can only sell it.
Yeah, now they've limited it to you can only buy one stock at a time.
Yeah, and then I think I read that they were actually selling people's stock without their permission.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right. Now this is
So-
all. I think.
Yeah.
There's been civil suits filed, and I think the SEC are supposed to be looking into.
Oh, there's a class action lawsuit
Yeah.
from Wall Street Bets.
Yeah. So there's lawsuits, and there is actual. I think like congressmen have signed something or whatever to investigate all this kind of stuff, but. I don't know if you guys saw, but one of the hedge fund owners did an interview with
I saw that, yeah.
CNBC, and he fully admitted on air that they manipulate the stock market there. And like the interviewer at the time was like trying to give him opportunities to redact and take back what he said, but no, he doubles down and fully admits it on air.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, well, there was one guy, like, I don't know his name, and don't, like, I'm probably misquoting a bit, but I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast. It was just yesterday, I believe, and they're watching a bit about this guy who reports news, and he was saying that there was this one guy right when the pandemic started to happen, who he's a key investor. I don't know which corporation. But he's like the industry for travel and like hotel is gonna tank big time, and he's a renowned like investor or whatever. And as soon as he said that, the market went down like pretty quickly. But he had already purchased a bunch of shorts to fucking get.
That's what they
he made billions of dollars, right? So yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Like, because it's very easy for someone in that position to like. Yeah, you get him as an analyst or whatever to say, no, these are gonna not do well because of this. Like, and that makes sense with GameStop because GameStop wasn't doing that well to begin with. Then you add a pandemic on top of that.
Issues regardless, like they've had major issues.
Exactly. So like this stock is gonna drop. Same thing with AMC because like AMC owns a bunch of theaters. You can't really fill theater seats in a pandemic.
Yeah.
BlackBerry and Nokia, they're outdated tech.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna not do well. So like it's very easy to short sell all of those companies.
I find that crazy that BlackBerry went that way. Like that is just crazy.
They weren't.
BlackBerry's. They weren't really
to embrace a whole lot of technological changes.
Well, their whole thing wasn't.
Right?
Like their thing wasn't very consumer oriented. It was business oriented because they have quite like their encryption software is very hard to crack.
Yeah.
So as a business, that's more of a selling point. But then Apple and Samsung and all them caught up with that, and then they're like, well, now we just have subpar phones.
Yeah. That's just crazy. The downfall of that was insane. I used to have a BlackBerry.
Same.
Yeah, and I just love the idea that regular people are making money off of these transactions and stuff like that, and these hedge funds are getting pissed. Like they're losing money, and regular people are making money. They're like, no, we don't like that at all, and they want to change the rules in the middle of the fucking game to their advantage. And
I know. Well, that's the funny part. It's like they want regulation, but it's like, well, then you got to get regulated because you just fuck everyone over all the time. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like you fucked up when you got like AOC, Ted Cruz, what's the congresswoman's name? Rashida Tlaib, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What Democratic, very progressive congresswoman, and Ben Shapiro all on the same page, going, "No, this can't happen." Like, like you got to fuck up pretty bad for that.
And I love the fact that all these like hedge fund owners and stuff like that are crying because they're losing billions of dollars. It's like, what do you have to do? Sell the fucking boat? Like sell one of your yachts to recoup the loss?
Well, that's the thing, right? That's why the government wants to like. They probably have something to do with the shit that's like they're trying to stop it because they don't want to fucking bail them out. Like, that's the thing, eh? Like it's they would need to get bailed out. Like I think a lot of them are gonna go down if they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been getting bailed out for a while, like
For years.
since this whole thing started.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Like, because I think another hedge fund company bailed out Melvin Capital, or like when this whole thing started.
Well, yeah, I think what is it? Melvin Capital borrowed like $7 billion from another capital firm or something
Yeah.
like that, and they lost all of that money, so they have to go and
Oh
borrow
my
more.
God,
And it's
dude.
like, what?
Oh my god. Yeah, they're fucked, dude. They're done.
And you know what? Kudos to everybody holding and not selling. Like, that's a lot
I
of
think
money.
for the little guy who has not a lot of money, I'm okay with them selling though.
Because it's like 10 shares. Like that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Like that is not enough to sway anything.
Yeah.
You need the amount of money that like Melvin Capital was doing, which is like millions of shares at a time.
Or like
Yeah.
deep fucking value, where he's got trillions of dollars worth of stock at this point because of the
Yeah.
price.
Exactly. So I have another question then, based on like the stock market stuff. Apparently, from what I've gathered, there's new cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin.
There's always been more
Better.
There's always-
cryptocurrency out there.
Oh, okay. So like, how does this whole thing work then? Like, is it like you have to data mine it too, essentially, to get it?
Yeah. You just need a computer to essentially solve really, really hard math equations, and it generates these. I can't remember what the terms are. I keep calling it blockchains, but I don't think that's the right terminology. But it generates these things that eventually form into a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or whatever you want to.
Okay, so what are the different types of cryptocurrency besides Bitcoin? That's the only one I remember
A
about.
very popular one is the Dogecoin.
Okay. Oh, that's what that stands for, Doge. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
A lot of people are actually investing in that right now too, right?
Yes. That one's climbing up pretty strong there. What else are there? I think Bitcoin's the
essentially Taylor, our buddy Taylor. He said his brother was mining and he actually got some.
Yeah. And what a lot of people make money doing is not actually holding the cryptocurrency itself. What they do is they build themselves a rig that mines all that data, and then rents out the mining service to people or to something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Matt, I saw a news story. There's a guy who has like 7,000 Bitcoin in a wallet, but he can't remember the password to
And
it.
he's got one more. He's got one more, and if he forgets it, it wipes the hard
Yeah,
drive.
he's got like $280 billion of Bitcoin that he cannot access.
Well, like Bitcoin, when it first started out, it was like, pennies or a couple of dollars or something like that.
Wasn't there one guy who had so much and he traded for a pizza?
Yeah, he had a shit
And
ton
then he
of
lost
things.
like it was like $400 million.
Yeah, and then there was another guy who, at the time, Bitcoin was so worthless, he tossed out his hard drive that had it.
And he
And
started finding it. That's right.
He couldn't find it, so he's buying chunks of a landfill to try and sift through it to find that hard drive because it's worth
my
billions
God.
or millions of dollars at this point.
That's crazy. Fuck. So it's almost like it's worth investing in some kind of cryptocurrency, even if it's.
You can do a little
There's
bit
a
here or
potential,
there, but
right?
Matty, I will recommend just like it's gambling, right?
That's
only
100%
play,
what it is.
only play,
It's
put in,
an
only
adult
put in what
version
you're
of
willing to
gambling,
lose.
and you're just hoping. Yeah, that's all
Gambling is the adult version of gambling, Matt.
No, sorry, I know, but like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
so only
it's
put
like-
in what
it's
you're
like
willing to
legalized
lose.
gambling without having to go to Vegas or.
Well, see, I think Bitcoin is actually like more gambling than regular gambling, because at least like if you go to a roulette table, you can kind of mathematically figure out, okay, if I put it on red, I have like a 49-ish percent chance.
Right,
With Bitcoin,
exactly.
you have no idea.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, it could tank like 1,000%. You have no idea.
Oh, for sure. Like, and if I'm being honest, like, if I ever like double up, I'm like, sell. It's just like that's like it means like, well, I'll make money. I don't give a shit, like but you'd have to have the balls to hold on to that for so long too, right? And just hope that it actually grows. But I guess if your investment is like so low to begin with, then it's at least it's like less risk. Like obviously, like, the chances of it actually growing so significantly like it did are pretty slim. So.
Yeah, I don't think even most analysts state that the fact that GameStop itself has jumped over several thousand percentages is definitely out of the norm.
Yeah, and I don't see Bitcoin staying where it is for like that long, don't you?
Because Bitcoin is really high right now, isn't
it's
it?
like
It is high, but the there's a lot of value in cryptocurrency right now, just because of the sort of, I guess, anonymity of it all. It's very hard to sort of trace the source of a Bitcoin without actually having the Bitcoin itself. Because if you have the Bitcoin itself, you can trace whose wallet it's gone through based on its blockchain there. But once you send it out or don't have it, then it's very hard to keep track of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then from what I gather, you can actually invest like percentages of Bitcoin, correct?
Yeah,
Like, you don't even
same
have to-
Same thing with stocks. You can buy half a stock.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I stay away from that world. I'm house poor. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, I was more into like mutual funds and bonds, and like obviously that's all part of the stock market too. But I never had to do that with my job, so I don't follow it. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, but like you said, it's just gambling. I'm not a sucker. I just don't do it, man. It's like I just don't want to do it.
To turn on like a significant profit, you need to like actually follow what the market is doing.
Yeah, and you need to day trade, and those are what you see in like movies and stuff like that, where the guy's sitting at a computer with like 6 monitors, staring of just scrolling Excel sheets and stuff like that, and like he's buying and selling constantly to make a quick buck.
Also, all the guys are going to talk about how much they make in stocks, but not how much they ever fucking lose, just like in gambling, right? Like, it's like, oh yeah, man, I won 500K here at poker, but then you lose like fucking 750K, throughout the whole year. So, like, that's what they're going to do too, right?
Yeah. And it is just, it's funny to watch, and like that whole subreddit there was just fucking, like, it was just memes and jokes, and it is nuts just to try and watch it all unfold.
So Jayson, like, you invest, correct? Like, you invest, right?
Yes, I do.
So do you have like a moderate portfolio, like of like stocks, or do you like?
I do try and keep things diverse. There is one. I'll mention this. There's one stock that I really, really do love. It is I think it's the Boston Beer Company, Sam Adams Brewing Company.
Oh yeah.
Back in university, I took a finance course where I had to essentially, we had fictitious money and we had to invest it in the market, and we had to try and get a large return by the end of 3 months or something like that. And one of the stocks I chose was the Boston Beer Company there, and it was about $100 a stock at that point in time. So I invested a decent chunk into that, and then after a couple of years or so, I just started noticing that it was just increasing in value. So I recommended to a couple of friends who had some questions and stuff like that. And as of today, if I would have bought those stocks back then at $100 a piece, I think the price right now is I think about $1,000 per stock.
Oh my god!
So over a span of 8 to 10 years, I would have made bank off of all of that. Turn 10 grand into 100 grand. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, and then I'm assuming actually COVID probably helped it even more.
Oh yeah,
the demand, right? Because like everyone's drinking, they can't do fucking shit, right? Like those companies would be the ones you want to invest in right now.
Exactly, and yeah.
Well, they'd be the ones you want to invest in like 6 months ago.
Yeah, obviously. But I think they'd still hold value regardless. Like,
yeah.
Same with pop, like in fucking junk food. I bet you that's.
Oh yeah.
Like Pepsi,
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Old Dutch.
They're not publicly traded. They're private.
Yeah, and it's
that'd be worse, I think.
Essentially, it's kind of like buying lotto tickets, scratching them.
Yeah, that's all it is, dude. Like, it's just the luck of the draw, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think I had to do that too, and I did HP, and I think when like Hewlett Packard had, and the only reason I picked it was because I had a laptop, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna invest in HP, and it went from like $16 a stock when I was tracking it, all the way up to like 75 within the span of like 3 months. I'm like, oh shit, I should have actually put money. Like. Would have helped a ton. But I was just like, oh, that's just interesting because like, it's just a cool thing. It's cool to follow, and I don't think I could actually dive into it really. Yeah, I mean, part of me is like I should, but also part of me is like I don't want to like fucking gamble a lot of money away. So, like it's just interesting though. It's cool.
Yeah,
stuff.
the stock market more so than I think even Vegas is something like, because when I go to Vegas, I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but I'm willing to lose X amount of money. Even more so in the stock market. Like, if I put money in the stock market, I already know it's gone. And if it doesn't, if I end up turning a profit, perfect. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to be upset at all.
I think that's what you have to do. Hey, like you have to look at it that. I think you're percent bang with that, because that's what I did with Vegas. I'm like, I'm willing to like gamble. Like, I think it was like, I took out like 800 American when I went there, or no, I don't know. Sorry, it was 500 American. And I was like, I'm willing to lose half of this, and I actually ended up getting 50 above. So I ended up like, I had like essentially won $300 out of it. So I was up by 50, and I brought money back with me. But like fucking one of the guys, he fucking won like 4 times in a row, dude. He won like over like $2,000, and then he was on such a hot streak. He was just like put money on the fucking roulette thing, and he hit the fucking number. And you're like, no fucking way. Yeah, he hit it 3 times in one night, dude. He was up like I think it was $1,800 in one night, and that was the first night we were there. So he was set, but then he started fucking losing money after that.
But yeah, the house always wins.
But then he was smart. He's like, okay, this is what I'm willing to lose up to, because he still had that huge profit, and then he lost up to that, and he said he was done. It was fucking fast. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Gambling.
It is. It is addicting as hell, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Gambling's
totally.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Man, it's like it's video games and shit too. Like it's,
Loot boxes, yeah.
Yeah. You're just gambling to hope you get what you want.
And it's I just love what is it? Countries have banned certain things from GTA, the casino or whatever, because it relates to gambling.
Gambling.
Yeah, then there's like huge portions of video game content that isn't accessible to people because they just straight out ban gambling.
It's just stupid, man, because like if they're gonna do that, they need to ban like the fucking FIFA packs and the fucking NHL packs and the NFL packs, like where they make their like my band team and stuff. Because like you're spending a bunch of money and then you're randomly getting players to make your team good.
Yeah, it's loot boxes, loot crates,
bullshit.
whatever the hell you want.
It's just garbage, man. But in that instance, like that one is almost pay to win, because like you're paying to get the best players.
Yeah.
At the highest rates that are just so far superior than you starting out with everything like that's base 60. Like you're never gonna get a good player, or you have to put so much time in that they essentially force you to pay money, which is garbage.
Yeah, the whole thing with GTA, that doesn't make sense to me, because like that whole game is marketed like you should be an adult. It is rated M for mature for a reason.
Also, like if it's like they have their own economy in game, like it's their own in-game economy, like because you can invest in the stock market in GTA.
Yeah, but you can also pay real money to get in-game currency.
Oh, and that's what was that what the gambling part was?
No, because like you can literally just gamble all that in-game currency away at the casino, and then just pay real money to get more currency.
Oh, okay, yeah, but still, like it's still they have their own economy though, so it's like
that was only in the offline. We're talking about the online.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have the stock market in the online. I thought they did.
Nope.
Oh,
you can buy properties.
If that's the case, there would be like big market manipulation in all of that.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking awesome though. That'd be really cool.
I mean, there's already enough hackers in GTA.
Yeah, we were playing a game and Sylvan was being accosted by like 8 Jesuses with
No, there was like 200 around my apartment. There was 8 in my apartment, and it was Jesus with a rocket launcher.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
Syl could not get away from them, and they were just blowing shit up. Some of the weirdness that goes on in that game is it is hilarious to see.
It's a great game.
Yeah, and
that's why they haven't made another one yet. It's like what? It's like 10 years old now.
Yeah, and there's still new content coming out constantly.
Yeah, but you can get it for the new console, so like, who cares?
Yeah, no, I know. They're always like 10 years old though, aren't they? For the most part, or like before they make a new one.
No.
Well, yeah. Well, they're doing Red Dead, so they kind of like are hopping back between because both of those games take a lot.
That
of
game
work.
was so disappointing though, dude.
The online, yes. The actual like single player game was phenomenal.
Yeah, I still like the first one better. Just me.
Well, yeah, but as far like for a sequel to a game that was that good, it held its own.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because usually games like that they'll fall short on the sequel just because it just doesn't live up to it. But that one was really good.
It's a shame they even had to kill off John Marston in the first one. Like,
spoilers, Matthew.
I don't care. It's like fucking.
The game's like 20 years old.
It's like almost 20 years old. That game was so fucking awesome. Dude.
Yeah. Okay. We're getting close to an hour here, so I think we're gonna call it there. It was nice chatting with you guys. I know we didn't have a whole lot planned there, but that was actually pretty fun. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. So I want to thank you guys all for joining us again this week, and of course we will always be back at it next week because we got nothing else to do while we're all under COVID and quarantine and whatnot. So I hope you come back and join us for I guess another set of weird ramblings from us all.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, thanks for listening, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Later.